I'm Corporal Patrick Marindany from Athi River GK Prisons, and I'm also a pastor outside the prison. I came to know Reverend Kituku when I was doing a program in prison about rehabilitation called Celebrate Recovery. So during the process, there was a prisoner who had come from Naivasha, Maine, and this prisoner was one of the students in the class where Kituku is teaching. So he told me, if you can get Kituku to come to Athi River Prison, the situation will change. So I tried as much as I could, and I got the number of Reverend Kituku. I called him and he came to Athi River Prison. He observed the area, he talked with the officer in charge, and then he accepted to bring the program into Athi River. So he brought the biblical studies in there called CLIMB, that is Christian Leadership Institute of Minnesota and beyond. So in the program, I was one of the students, the first students who was enrolled there together with the inmates, and we went through the biblical studies. So Reverend Kituku has been involved in reintegration program when we have our prisoners who are going home and they are good standing. We identify the talents together with him, and then he say, because this prisoner is a good man, we are going to take him home. So that's why even when we told him that there is this one who is being released today, and him being one of the coordinator, because I've been coordinating most of his programs in Athi River Prison. Of course, you cannot do everything alone. There is a prisoner whom you use also down there. Kangede, having been one of them, he used to coordinate the program there with me.
At the River Prison, I was very much depressed. Even before I reached the River Prison, I was in deep depression. And I was torn between going back to my family and even dying in the prison. And while I was there, that is when I first met Pastor Marindany, who was leading a program called Celebrate Recovery. And after I went to that program, it started bringing healing in my heart.
I work in the prison industries subsection, and more specifically during the weekends and when I'm not on duty, I've engaged in reintegration programs. In this program is there whereby when prisoners come into prison, most of them are still in denial stage. So I take them through a program called Celebrate Recovery and Malaki Dad. So they are the programs that make them to accept themselves back again. And then after that, I tell them to do something here in prison, something gainfully. So after that, we see what they did at home. And we have gone to some instances where we have gone home to their places. We call their relatives. They come here, they sit at the special visitors desk. They talk there, they make amends, and they forgive one another. So it's just a way of preparing them before they go home for reintegration. When we take them home, there are those who did with the mistake that they did outside there are so grievous such that the community don't want to do anything with them. So we are appealing to the community. We are telling them that once these people come here, they really change. We take them through the programs, they reform, they change, they come here with life skills, and we are expecting that once they have finished their sentences, they go back home and they go and become economical vital in this society. So we are appealing to them to accept them. There are those who are not even accepted by their community. We understand the magnitude of the offense that they did. But I think in future, if the prison fraternity and the government as a whole and the stakeholders, if they can do something and try at least to bring maybe to start up a halfway home, whereby those prisoners who are no longer needed at home, they get somewhere to stay there for a while until maybe they make their way out at home. So that have been my motivation, and I've been working towards it. So when it comes during their time of release, especially those who are mostly reformed, we do liaise with the local authorities at home, maybe the local chief, they make a chief baraza, and we bring this prisoner, then we hand over to the community. And there are those who, while here in prison, they have really changed and they have become pastors. We also call pastors from outside. They come and ordain them as ministers. Then we take them home. When they go home, we go and hand them over to the community, maybe in the crusade or in the church meeting. So God enabled me. I went outside there. I met a bishop called Simon Dumbu of Apostles Fellowship Outreach Churches, and he helped me to plant a church here nearby our institution. So when they get out there and they have no place to go, I welcome them into the church. We fellowship there together for some times. We give them an opportunity to serve there, and they feel at home. So I'm appealing, if it's possible, we get people who will help us to start up these halfway homes where there are programs which can help them to sustain them after they are being released. What gives me motivation is, number one, I'm a born-again Christian and a pastor for that reason. And one thing that I have known is that people can change. And once we work with them here, I have seen them transforming. I have seen them changing to the good. There are those that we have reintegrated, and we have seen them opening churches and they're becoming good ministers. So mine is to see them transformed from the inside. A long time ago, the prison fraternity, their programs or our programs used to be geared towards skill orientation. But now I came to realize that we also need to go deeper than that. So that's why I saw that in the spiritual connotation, these people can be helped and they really changed. I would like to let you know that these people came here for a change. They came here to be rehabilitated, and we really have done our part. We have done what we are supposed to do. It's like somebody who goes to the hospital. They get there, they see a doctor. They are prescribed some medication, and they are told to go and take this medication 2 times 3. And there is a nurse in the ward who is there to administer this administration or these drugs. After the nurse has done his part or her part, then he has no other choice but than to discharge this person. Same as us here in prison. They have come here, they have been charged here, maybe they have been sentenced for maybe 10 years, 20 years, and when it comes to the time that they are supposed to go home, we must take them home. They have to go home. Their place is no longer here. So once they get there, I want to assure the public that we are doing our part as the prison department, whereby our motto states that our mission is that we reform prisoners through social integration, community protection, and we have done all this. Kindly accept them back when they come home. And please, in order for them not to fall back into the crime, just accept them. If you fail to accept a human being, they will develop some mechanism on how to survive outside there. And those mechanisms are the ones that have been causing them to fall back into prison.